Oh, goody.
Alright, what's going on everybody? Zombies here again, Antidote back with another Marvel Snap video. So in this one we are checking out the newly buffed Sandman. Sandman went from being a 4 cost 1 power to a 5 cost 5 power. Pretty significant buff. So we are trying this deck out in a ramp style shell. Naturally, when we're using Electro and going to be limited to 1 card a turn, doesn't really hurt that, we're under a Sandman effect, because we're probably going to be under one already. And Electro here enables us to be able to play Sandman as early as turn 4 usually, which is really, really powerful against some of the more popular decks that are trying to play a lot of cards in 1 turn. So we have a few key ramp cards here, namely Electro and Wave, 2 of the obvious ones. But one card I've seen people kind of not include quite as much, but I think is essentially kind of a really good ramp card for this style of deck is Jubilee. Jubilee just cheats out a really big thing for us. And if we look at the deck we have here, we have a lot of really big things in this deck. More than half of our deck is 5 or more cost. So most of the time, Jubilee is going to be cheating us quite a bit of mana. Also has very good synergy with one of our more powerful cards with the synergies in this deck, Odin, because you can pull out a Odin from the Jubilee, re-trigger the Jubilee, get another big thing. It's just really nice, especially just for stacking up a nice lane for Odin triggering the on reveals. Doom is great, helps play around Arrow and spread out a wide board when the opponent usually has trouble doing that, being locked under 1 card per turn. Arrow also very good at that, just moving their stuff around when they can only play 1 card. Magneto, similar kind of thing going on there. Sandman, just really, really powerful restriction effect, and now it has pretty decent stats to back it up. Leech is really, really good right now. Just does kind of a similar thing as Sandman, really punishes decks that are trying to play a lot of stuff towards the final turn of the game. And then we have our early game Sunspot. We're going to be floating mana sometimes in the early game, so this lets us pump it up. And then Ebony Maw, you have to be a little careful about where you put it, but with our Dr. Doom, we don't have to worry quite as much because we do have other ways of getting into the Maw lane later on. And with the opponent only being able to play 1 card a turn, it gets harder for them to outpower our Maw. But that's the deck. I found this one to be pretty fun and an effective use of this new card. We're going to get right on into some games with it. Before we do, if you enjoy this type of content, remember to like and subscribe. This is done to help out the channel and keeps the videos coming. Without further ado, let's get into the games. I think it's one of those effects that I could be totally wrong about. Is Kang on reveal? I believe so, yeah. I believe Kang is on reveal. Yeah, no, I think it's good to play Devil's Advocate because, like, I thought Darkhawk was a very mediocre card when it got revealed, and I was super wrong about that. I was super wrong about Darkhawk. Happening enough to make a significant difference. Like at that point, just put Chavez in your deck. Chavez makes you have like generally better chance of drawing your combo cards. So they're Thanos with Adam Warlock. What the fuck is this? But again, Kang it's a hard card to evaluate. For now, I don't see it, but maybe someone will figure out something cool with it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he's like mediocre now. I think he's just fine, I do think a lot of people overrate Kang though. Like the people on the Reddit lose their minds over him. And I did too when I thought he worked a bit differently. But I think I have a decent understanding for how he works now, and I'm just not sure I fully see it. But who knows? Do we actually pull them left? We probably do. Oh, we can't pull them left. Lol. I think the main thing that makes a bit optimistic about Kang is the downside of running Kang. It's literally just losing 1 card in your hand. I mean, maybe it won't matter a ton. We'll see. We will see. I'm excited to see. I'm probably not gonna buy him unless like he seems like Omega busted. I'm gonna let other people experiment first with him. Ah, Valkyrie. I do think the Sandman stuff seems strong. Or like, I do think the buff to Sandman is strong. I'm not sold that it's going to remain like a super popular thing. But it's gonna rear its ugly head when like the final turn decks like become more popular again. Like it's always gonna be lurking. It's like Leech. It's always gonna be lurking. But so far, I'm not as like worried as I initially was when I saw that they were buffing him. I definitely might have jumped the gun. Yeah, I think a lot of people jumped the gun too, like, cause like, if you were watching the streams the last 2 days, we were seeing people play Sandman at a 4-1, and it was almost always losing them the game, but like, man, people believed in that card, and now that its stat line is significantly better for its cost, like, yeah, it costs more, but like, I don't think the cost is a big thing. Well, we know they have Infinite, so we're not leeching them, that's for sure. Do we just pump? I think we just pump and save the arrow. Bad wasn't super impressive. So like, I think those decks will still exist. It's just obviously they really fucking hate the Sandman matchup, but I think a lot of these decks, like Sarah Control was another one. Like, oh no, like I can't do my final turn and it's annoying, but think about it. People already had ways of fucking up Sarah Control, whether it be Leech or Wave, like, they were already a thing. Now there's just one more thing. I think we do this, and then we arrow him. I'll be honest, I didn't really like the rescue version of Sarah Control. I think it was a neat experiment, but wasn't a great deck. I think the other version was a lot better. So like, Sandman will be annoying for these things. That's funny. But I think the popularity will die down. Also, there's that new like retreat bug where it pops up at the end. Weird to do with actually playing Thanos. I mean, now I guess you can cut Infinite because you don't like Thanos. Kind of is a bigger thing. I also think it's real clear that they locked this patch in before the nerfs to Surfer and Darkhawk. Or Surfer and Zabu. They even said it in the patch notes. It wasn't in response to like what was currently happening in the game. Or it certainly doesn't feel that way. The Sandman does feel like they just want something to like put a safety valve on all the turn 6 shenanigans. Which is kind of understandable. Into 6, and they're already gonna have ramp, so it doesn't matter for us. If we get all the stones, I always thought it was silly that he was smaller than the Infinite. Lambie coming with the raid. What's up, Lambie? How's it going, man? Appreciate the raid. Welcome, raiders. What were you up to tonight? Here, let's snap for chat. Oh, they're a Panther gamer. Are they gonna do it now? Nah, they're always greedy, right? They wait for the Panther to get buffed, right? Or they Odin it, or they're probably just gonna wait for it to get buffed. So we'll save the arrow, I think. Maybe they don't greed it. We'll play like they... Alright, let's go. They were not a greed lord, and they got punished for it. And they're out of here. But I do think for a lot of cards, it's probably smarter to wait for them to drop to pool 4 unless you really, really like love that card. I think that's probably the route a lot of players should take, is waiting for the pool 4 drop. Unless it's giving your deck like a really significant boost or letting you play like a new archetype, then I can understand dropping the tokens. Also, they changed Sakar, and this is nice. I actually like this change a lot. What's up, Elephant? Oh yeah, and that's another thing, you know, Galactus and Thanos are always going to be like the highest value ones, right? Because they're never moving. What's in our deck? Leech, Sandman, Chavez, Magneto. I think it's worth just ripping the Jubilee here, to be honest. Hey guys, I'm still missing 10 from pool 3, but nothing I really want. Should I go to pool 3 or save for a pool 5? I assume you mean 6. Isn't Thanos? Oh, audio off. Save for Thanos. Also, they changed the symbiote. It's now a 4 cost, so it doesn't die to Killmonger. It is a nice change. Years of waiting for Steam sales has prepared me to wait for series drops. Honestly, it is a good move. Like, if I wasn't doing like full-time content, I probably wouldn't go for as many of the new cards as I currently do. I'm also kind of lucky because I high rolled the shit out of some natural Series 5 opens, which really helped my collection. We're just gonna yoink them here. And I think, at least judging by like the comments I got about it, people seemed very happy about that. It's a philosophical thing, right? Like, they want people to not have all the cards, right? Like, they've said that before. And because they always want people to have something to chase, right? I don't feel incentivized to progress my collection because my odds of getting a Series 5 naturally are so low that it just might as well never happen. I mean, it can happen, and I was lucky enough to where it did happen to me. But I know people who are like double my collection level who have never opened one, which is insane. So I don't feel like I'm actually getting like cards or anything anymore from leveling up. It's just tokens, which are how I get cards. And the tokens are rather slow. So I just don't feel like an incentive to actually like... They say, you know, they want you to have this feeling of like, you're always progressing towards something. I don't feel like I'm progressing towards like anything right now. Like, I have most of the cards I want, and the Series 5s I don't have, I don't care about that much. Song? So the song is in the top left corner there. Next to underneath the names. Yeah, well, I don't think this game, truthfully, was really designed to be a competitively focused game. I think if there ends up being like a competitive scene that forms, like a grassroots one, that's cool, and I'd be happy to see that. But I don't think it was ever like the intention. And truthfully, looking at how like the esports industry is doing, it's probably a correct decision because esports is not doing too hot. I mean, the only ones that are like super duper successful are like Riot. And I mean, I guess some of the shooter ones are kind of successful, but even Riot is like, I'm pretty sure they openly say it's a loss leader. Like they do esports. Oh shit, that's annoying. That's really annoying because now we can't Odin our Doom. They do it, it's just advertising, right? Like, and we see the same thing in other card games, like Magic has drastically scaled back. Oh man, we can't even arrow right. Yeah, Riot did set the bar at a whole new level, I agree. Well, they can't play a card here, so we just need to play our biggest thing possible. Which, that's Dinah, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 11. Oh god, are they gonna arrow us? Actually, arrow doesn't beat us. Oh wait, it was turn 5. Holy shit. I'm not good at counting, chat. I don't know if y'all knew that. For some reason, I just assumed it was the final turn because of wave. So both those cards are really great because they work. Oh, nice, we win. Those cards work with just mainly pool 2 cards. Yeah, arrow's another one. So I think this is actually pretty decent. Like, frankly, it's overperforming my expectations. No need for small stuff, add more ramp. It's possible, but I've actually liked the small stuff here. Sunspot, I think it really helps us with our early turns, and Ebony Maw, though I normally am not a big Ebony Maw fan, I think he has had a pretty valid role in this deck, but he's definitely not core. You definitely could cut him. The deck probably would be fine. He has very nice synergy with Doom, though. Helps us win towards the end. Also, there hasn't been much Killmonger around. Yeah, we haven't had super bad Jubilee pulls yet, but I think our deck is stacked enough to where we can manage that risk. Like, but the deck was probably still fine if you cut the low stuff. I think it just makes it a bit more consistent. I'm like 10-3 versus Sandman, and really. You know, that's the thing, like, people were like, oh, Sarah's dead. I don't think Sarah's dead. I think Sarah's still a very good deck. It's just like, it's basically, this is going to be popular for a few days because everyone wants to try the new buff card. And then I think it's gonna die down. Why would Sarah die? Because Sandman got buffed. I can't tell you how many comments I saw today that were just like, oh, well, I guess all the things that cheat out a bunch of stuff on turn 6 are dead. And I think, like, I get the reaction because I had a similar reaction of like, oh man, Sandman's gonna be real fucking annoying. But I think people have vastly overestimated just how dead certain strategies are. Well, I think it would have been a lot better if it stayed at 4 with, like, if it was a 4-4, it would be terrifying, actually. Yeah, ramp decks are fun. I enjoy ramp decks. Alright, very nice. Show me a Chavez or a Leech. Thank you. So here, we just have to Doom, right? I mean, the odds aren't fantastic. I mean, we actually don't have to Doom. We could just slam Chavez. Doom plays around Arrow, though, and this looks like a deck that could be running Arrow. Their thing got silenced, so maybe it's okay. Yeah, so we actually win. Leech difference, by the way. We would have lost that game without the Leech because of Magneto pulling the Jubilee, right? And then this would have been 3 more power. Oh no, it would have been a tie then. Would have been a tie. No, we would have won. Wait, would we have won? No. All right, hold on. This would have been a tie. We would be up by 1 here. They'd be up by 2 here. So we actually would have lost. We would have lost.